All right, that shit got a little too soft, man. It's 2021, man. We left that soft shit in 2020. What's good with y'all? All of the above. John and Don. Never mind the background. I'm still getting the studio set up together. For those that don't know, I just moved. Bigger space. Was very needed. Well needed upgrade for 2021. But what's going on with y'all? I ain't speak to y'all since last year. What the fuck is good? We got some shit to talk about here, man. Appreciate you, Fresh. Happy New Year, man. D. Cherie, what I do? It's Lady J in the building. Thank you for sharing the broadcast. Thank you. As y'all can see, I got my bro Loso coming on. We gonna talk. We really gonna talk. He's coming on in a few minutes, about 5 minutes. But in the meantime, so what the fuck has been going on here? Well, we missed, man. I feel like I missed so much in battle rap. I do. I wasn't really being in tune with everything. I see a lot of shit going on. I see that there's blogger wars going on. There's blog beef. There's blogger beef going on. I see that. There's been some battle announcements of Volume 7. You got the super fight that's happening on Saturday, the same fucking day, the bullpen welcome to the pen event. What the fuck is going on here? Cassandra, I see you, love. The Era Cool, appreciate you. Sharing the broadcast. Caps on live right now. Yeah, Caps is under fire. I didn't see the blog that he did, but apparently he pissed bloggers off. And I also seen that he was basically trying to cover it up. What's going on? I seen Piper Boy going in on him. These bloggers is interesting, man. Like, in the beginning, you don't hate them. Like, I never hated a blogger. Sometimes they get annoying because they speak on things from a perspective that they can't possibly understand, your position as a battle rapper, but they speak on it as if they do. And I don't disagree that they try to understand. But you kind of grow to love these bloggers, man. I'm not going to lie. You kind of grow to love them. You accept them for who they are and what they do type shit. So it's like, nigga, like, it's entertainment, man. It's entertainment. You don't fucking go to a blogger for relationship advice or this type of shit. You watch it for entertainment. Like, that's how I look at it, man. Like, they can say what the fuck you want. I've never seen anything a blogger said affect anything that I got going on in life, so I can't, hold any grudges against them. Can't hold any grudges against them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the fuck the blogger beef is about. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. A bunch of Stephen A. Smiths, huh? Skip Baylesses. Who my favorite blogger? It might be Vita man. It might be Vita and I think because he more so stick to what's going on in battle rap. I don't never really see Vita talking about niggas' personal lives and if he has, I just ain't seen it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see him doing that. And then you got Showtime SP. He probably got the best bar for bar breakdown. So when they do their recaps, they breaking down the bars and shit like that. So, Jay Black is not a blogger. Jay Black is not a blogger. He's not a blogger no more. He's not a blogger. He's more of an analyst type. I don't call him a blogger. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a real live all around content creator. I don't call him a blogger. But he technically is a blogger. I'm not going to lie. You know what I'm saying? He technically is a blogger. So I don't know. Kenny Lewis, man. I know the Kenny Lewis thing. I know. But everybody got their stigma and what's going on. And the way the nigga bounced back from that, like, I respect that. Like, fuck it. He did some other shit, some sucker shit. And he came back and he stuck to battle rap. And, he's staying out the way. He not involved in no drama You gotta love the comeback, man. You gotta love the comeback. If you're gonna turn your back on Kenny Lewis, you gotta turn your back on Kevin Durant too, because they was doing the same fucking shit. Did it take away from Kevin Durant? No, it did not. So how the fuck is it taking it away from Vado? Kenny Lewis and Vado Fly are two different niggas anyway. But what's good, man? Surf Lawyer, I see you in the building. Solo, Tacky, Fresh. Who else? Noah 1K. Who else? Three letter man, one of my favorite bloggers too. Philly Haze, what's good, man? You ready for Saturday? Your op coming on the show in a few minutes, man. You might want to pay attention to what this nigga got to say. Your op is coming on the show in a few minutes. I know that's why you tuned in. I know what's going on. Jazz, I see you. Gang in here. Frank G, I see you. Gang in here. Jersey's finest. You look like you new to the chat. You know we know each other, but welcome. Welcome. If you're part of chat gang, make sure you following John and Don. Please don't just be in here, spectate and follow, man. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday. Loso on the way, man. Loso on the way. He coming in. He said give him a few minutes. He was out and about. He on the way. Y'all got any questions y'all got for Loso? What's up? What y'all want to talk about when he get here? What y'all want to talk about? What y'all want me to bring up? I already know I'm going to walk down, his whole history with battle rap and shit like that. And I really want to get into basically the insides of, basically up and coming in battle rap, being an up and coming battle rapper, the struggles, the frustrations, the ups, the downs. He's a great person to have this conversation with, and not just because he came from Bullpen, but because of what he went through. I could talk about it from my perspective, but I'd rather y'all get his side so you can understand what's going on. Stevie Gambino, appreciate the props, man. I see Prop Gang in the building. Muscle Hamster, that name is incredible. You know we big on names in this chat. And Muscle Hamster, that's incredible. I know you don't get off that running wheel, that exercise wheel. You don't get off that motherfucker. You just the Muscle Hamster. You don't get off that motherfucker. D. Cherie, appreciate you. Prop Gang in this motherfucker. Who does he feel like he should battle this year? Okay. Let me ask Loso who he feel like he should battle. Let's get it. 1003 Killer. Appreciate the prop. The props in here heavy early. This 2021 energy different. This 2021 energy different. Chris, I see you. You know, you told me your name, Chris. I'm not running down no password names, but I see you. We know you. We know that's you, Chris. That's a fact. Great effect. Salute, man. Salute. We're going to ask him if he ready for Philly Haze. We're going to ask, listen, we're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into everything. Loso is the first bullpen tryout winner. And I remember when we announced the tryouts, I remember when he contacted us. And he had confidence like, yeah, I'm about to come in and win. He had footage, but I'm going to be honest. When it came to the tryouts, I wasn't really looking at nobody's footage beforehand because I wanted my first impression to be live. I didn't want to look at your old shit before you got the bullpen. And that's not to say that your shit before you got the bullpen don't matter, but to us, it only matters what you did here. So my first impression is gonna be from when you make your way to bullpen. Now, let's say your first battle in bullpen is not how you would want it to be. I would look at the potential. Then I would go look at the old just to see, like, okay, let's see where, you know what I mean, if he had a complete performance or not, to see where he could go. But coming in, man, he had all the confidence in the world. Never heard of this light-skinned nigga. He come in there, and the first tryout was crazy. Packed building. We had Jagged Edge in the building. My Verse was there. Danger Zone was there. T-Top was there. I think they was judges. And so, seen it from the beginning, man. And this nigga blew the roof off the building. So to see where Loso is now, and just to go back, he was a part of the first bullpen tryouts. He is really like the example of what can happen when you come to bullpen and you make your way and you make a name for yourself. He branded himself different. He marketed himself different. And as far as all of that goes, that was all him. That was all him. I was just setting up the plates and putting them in position and you know what I mean, under the right eyes, putting the right eyes on them. But as far as the marketing himself outside the ring, man, a lot of niggas can learn from Loso, how he, you know what I mean, how he carry himself. A lot of niggas can learn from that. That's a fact. All right, so we're gonna get my guy in. He's ready. 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second, please. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the one and only, we got him. Hold on.
You hear me, John?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Hold on. We got him. Loso is in the building. I kind of gave an introduction already. I don't know if you was tuned in, but he's here. These people want to talk. So, Loso.
Yo.
What's good?
Chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm in my prime right now, so just basking in the fruits of my labor.
You in your prime? That's how you feeling?
Just getting ready for 2021.
How 2021 looking for you so far?
And it's looking good. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I got a goal. I kind of want to solidify myself, just like no more talks of like, yo, he's just one of the new guys. It's kind of just like trend setting or kind of trailblazing his own path. I want to like, yo, you got to put him in the conversations with whoever you talking about this year. So I felt like 2019, where it was kind of like a layoff. Like I didn't really battle that much.
You said 2019?
2019.
All right.
But like 2020, I had to really like put my foot on people's necks, and like every battle had to be a statement battle. Every battle, I had to make sure like I was talked about, and I feel like I accomplished that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Given, even though I was slated for Shug in the beginning of the year, that didn't go down. We tried to do the T-top battle, which obviously COVID kind of messed that up. I had we were trying to try to reschedule the Shine and the Twerk. So like my big battles weren't going down, but I made sure every time I did step on a stage, I made the most of it. And so 2021, I mean, I feel like last year was a top 10 year for me. I just feel like you can't name 10 battlers that had a better year last year than me. But we're going into 2021, we're going to see what's up.
But you could, I mean, you don't feel like you could say that same thing for 2019? I feel like...
Nah, because I ain't had that many battles. That's why.
How many battles you had in 2019?
Probably like... And it wasn't even just like... Even though you got to think about 30 prep, right? I mean...
That was 2019, right?
2019, I feel like I 30 Lou Cypher, I 30 Flacco. Like, my thing is like, I'm a realist. And so the fans and the culture, unfortunately, they're not going to look at those battles. Like, they're not going to give me too much credit for the Flacco battle, even though me and you, we Flacco dangerous. The culture, they're going to be like, all right, so what? He beat Flacco. And then even the Lou Cypher joint, the prep joint, like you see prep now killing, you know what I'm saying? But right after he had beat Don Marino, they thought he was going to keep that up. He went to Tampa, boom, I shut that down. So my thing is like, I'm just very self-aware. And I just looked at 2019 like, I just got to chalk it up. There was a lot of battles that could have went down. A lot of people don't know me and Disaster was supposed to battle in 2019. We was locked in Orlando, but that didn't go down. So like there were some opportunities that could have came my way that didn't. And unfortunately with the battles that I did have, it just don't stack up to the other battlers that year.
So let me ask you this. When you battle, are you battling for, let's say, because you said that the culture is not going to look at certain battles like the battle with Prep and Flacco. They're not going to appreciate that. So is that what you're looking for? Like you battling for the approval of the culture, or are you battling to prove something to yourself, or both? Like, where's your motivation lies? Like, are you trying to, because you said you're trying to establish yourself as far as not just being one of the new dudes. You want to establish yourself as one of the top battle rappers, period. So, I feel
that way, though, John. Like, I feel like I'm already there. Like you like if you so I don't have to prove nothing to myself. Like every time I get on, like there isn't a battle rapper that you could like, Loso, I'm trying to get you and him locked in. That I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I feel like I got a plan for everyone. Unfortunately though, there is this narrative in the culture where it's like, Loso could beat the Emerson Kennedys, the Riders. You know what I'm saying? Like he could beat those dudes, right? Like those who kind of like people try to, and you even said this though. You said like URL tried to like, which I mean it's just all about perspective, but you felt like URL tried to make me start over. So they hand those guys, right? The Riders, the EKs. And no diss to them. They're definitely talented, but like you see what happens when I get in the ring with those guys.
Right.
Boom. Like it's the it factor, and then on top of that, it's the talent, right? So I'm able to go ahead and showcase that. But then the narrative is like, okay, but can he do that when we put him against Arsenal, or if we put him against Shine, if we put him against those dudes? And so the only real time that they URL did it, now granted they definitely tried. I'm not gonna try to like slight them, but the only time that they gave me the plate was JC, and when they gave me that plate, I treated it like it was my biggest battle ever, and I did him very bad. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about it. And this is just a side note, John. When I battled JC, right after I battled JC, the consensus was Loso 30'd and body JC. Now, I'm gonna get into the battle. After JC battle prep, everybody like in the building and before the battle drop, everybody was like, "Yo, prep 30 JC."
Yeah.
The Riggs, people were like, "Yo, Riggs might have got JC." Like Franchise might have got JC. Like all these dudes who in the building, people were saying that. Then when it dropped on cam, JC beats all of them. JC. Every single one of them on the app clearly, and everyone is like, "Yo, JC."
Chaos too. Chaos too.
Chaos on the app. JC clearly beats Chaos. Now the thing, I'm the only one who beat JC in the caffeine live room, and then dropped on. The votes look crazy. Loso with like what happened that night translated on cam, and so and like people even try to like paint the narrative like, "Yo, JC's not what he used to be." You. The app, that boy is 14-2.
Yeah.
He's only got 2 losses on it. You know what I'm saying?
JC is exactly who he used to be. He never changed. He never changed.
And so my thing is like he's still a tough opponent. So I say that to say like the only time that they gave me like a matchup where it was like, "Yo, all the eyes on you, Loso, what you gonna do?" And we don't know if you could do it. I end up proving them wrong. So to answer your question, I don't have to prove nothing to myself. I already know where I'm at and I know what I can do. But to the culture, unfortunately, I feel like they still try to put me in a class. Like I've never, what we did in bullpen to establish me in a position where they don't need. You got to think about it. They don't ever talk about Loso in a particular PG class. They just don't. Even though I quote unquote came in 2018, they don't talk about Loso with those guys. Like you don't hear Loso, whoever came in 2018. You don't hear that, but they do try to like put me in like a like almost like a talent pool, and I think that's the fans and the bloggers and stuff like that. But for me, if you just look at the resume though, like my winning percentage is high. It's not too many times that I get off stage and the consensus. You don't have that, and not too many battlers. You yourself, you one of those dudes who can say that. You know what I'm saying? But not too many battlers can say like, "Yo, this dude has a high winning percentage." And so I think that's why 2021, I need to just make sure that everything I do leaves a stamp for people like, "Yo, he's just one of them dudes."
Yeah, you're gonna have to keep that up. Like I told you that in the beginning. Like when you had these crazy performances, you kill this dude, you kill that dude. All of that shit, they would try to sweep all of that under the rug as soon as you as soon as you get a clear loss. It's like what they waiting. The more you win, they waiting for a loss.
And you know what's crazy? It's like after you get a loss, they'll try to rewrite history. Yeah. You got to think about it, bro. Like you even said this on the interview. It was like, "Yo, I didn't know if Loso was gonna beat Show Off. I didn't know if he was gonna be able to get in that New York crowd and do it." And then boom, I end up doing that, right? Jay Murder beat Daylight in the judge battle. Me and B Dot end up doing one of the biggest battles we were new guys, right?
That's
all that stuff. There was never a talk about Loso losing those battles. In fact, after I was going on that run, that 2018 run, right? And the conversation, first of all, before does Loso need to do a PhD, right? Because I was one of those first dudes where that's all the talks were. Like, Loso PG, blog after blogger saying, yo, we don't think Loso should do it. We don't think Loso needs to do it. And we end up making that happen. But after that, the conversation was, has Loso ever even lost a battle? They were talking about Loso's running through battle rap and he's undefeated. Now, after I end up losing the Brizz, they start trying to rewrite history. Well, did he really? We felt like he lost the beat out. We felt like he lost.
Yeah. That's what they do all the time. All the time. Every time.
I was looking at it like, yo, that was never the conversation before. Why y'all trying to rewrite history all of a sudden? Like, keep whatever happened then. Let that stay there.
And that's why I asked you the question as far as who you battling for. Like, you know what I mean? Because now you're saying you're doing it for the culture. And the reason why I asked that, because you got to be careful with that. Because the culture could turn on you. Just the moment when you feel like you got the culture where you want it. That moment where you like, all right, I got it. They rocking with me. The very next battle, they could turn on you like that. And guess what? Now you battling over and over again to get back to where you was, and is wearing away at your legacy because you taking 1,000 battles. People seeing you too much, so now they getting too used to you. That's why I had to ask that question. So you kind of got to be careful with that.
I don't want to say like, so I'll try to like clarify what I mean by that. Like when I say like I'm battling for the culture, it's not like to earn their approval, but I do want to be honest with myself though. Like I don't have the marquee matches though. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'm in a good position though, John, because a lot of dudes, and me and you, we know some guys, right, in this culture where they don't have any battles left. They don't have no battles left, right? They have to go ahead and battle every new guy now if they want to get on cards.
That's me. I don't have no battles left.
Yeah. But my thing is like you've made sure that when you got those big battles, it was at the height and the apex of your career.
Right.
And you've already kind of like you didn't waste any big battles. You see what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like I'm in a unique position where it's like Loso has a name, Loso's a star, Loso gets the views, Loso gets the money, right? And he's on these cards. And here's the thing, we're talking about Loso, and he hasn't even battled the Geechee Gottis, the Aver, Nitties, I still have all of those big battles. You see what I'm saying? Like I still have those conversations that can still be had with those dudes, the Iron Solomons, Tops, whatever it is. Like all of those big bags are still here.
Yeah.
And I'm already in those conversations. So when I get those battles, it's gonna be like, okay, now it's like, what do we like? It's gonna be like your hollow match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but those are battles you need to just go for now. Because what I think was happening, this is all of the above. I'm gonna keep it official. I think the fact that you came in and you developed your own fan base, you was already a star, you already getting the views, you already doing this, and you put yourself in the process. And the people that was basically in the class wherever you came in at, they didn't have as much as you. Everybody you named that you was battling at that time, like you basically was the bigger name in the matchups. You was the A side. So you was, my perspective, you was being used to build their profile.
Yeah.
It wasn't about your profile. It wasn't about your profile. It was being so battle this dude so this dude could try to come up off of you. I'm just look at a lot that happens a lot with bullpen battlers, right? Yeah. Look at Street Hymns, right? Street Hymns is on fire in bullpen. He goes to URL. They give him Kid Chaos. Nobody heard of Kid Chaos ever. Now they talk about Kid Chaos supposed to be battling Arsenal soon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then Street Hymns goes to battle Lou Castro. Yeah. Lou Castro goes on to battle DNA. Mm-hmm. Where is Street Hymns on URL?
Yeah.
Now let's go to bullpen. Right? I mean, not bullpen, Bad News. Mm-hmm. Bad News goes over there. He battles Swamp.
Yeah.
Swamp goes on to go on Volume. Mm. He battles Ace Amin. Ace Amin is running around still relevant, saying my name. This nigga can't even complete a battle. He's terrible. Yeah. But he's still, look, champion, all of that, all types of shit. URL still working with him. I feel like, but the thing with you was, you wasn't folding. When you was giving them battles, you was making examples. And that's not to say Street Hymns or Bad News folded, because I definitely don't think they folded.
Yeah.
But it was enough for the people watching to say, well, he could have lost this one. He could have lost this one. And I don't think you gave any room for that. So now you at a position to where maybe you should stand on that. Well, give me these matchups now. Build my profile. Like, you know what I mean? You got the leverage of what's going on. But let's go. I want to go, before we get into all that, I want to go to the beginning of Loso, pre-bullpen.
Yeah.
So you was watching battles heavy. You was a heavy battle rap fan?
Yeah. Yep.
And a rapper.
Yeah. So I was like the same rapper everybody else was. You know what I'm saying? Like every other battle rapper, like we all local artists, right? We all rapped on beats and put out a mixtape or try to do some music and stuff like that. But for me, I kind of was, I felt like I was gaining a little traction. I felt like I was making a fan base because of like my acapellas. Like I was putting out these acapellas and these like, almost like these spoken words, but it wasn't like poetry slam. It was basically, I was basically battle rapping like a topic. That's what I was doing. Like if you gave me a topic about, I don't know, just love, right? Like I would write a 5-minute piece and I would perform it at these open mic, these coffee shop joints. But I would rap it as if I was a battle rapper. And so to these fans who weren't watching battle rap, they was like, yo, this style is just different.
Yeah.
Little do they know, I'm watching Young Ill, you know what I'm saying? And I'm watching all these other dudes who like their mannerisms and kind of like how they set wordplay up. And so I was doing that, but I was definitely heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm watching you and B Magic at this time. I'm obviously before that. You know, I'm in high school and I'm hearing about Mook and Jay Mills. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like I'm in 9th grade or something like that. And I'm hearing about Mook and Jay Mills, and then obviously as we move on, you know, I'm listening. I'm running to the TV to watch 106 in Park. You know what I'm saying? Every product. So I had this. So even when I started doing music, I made sure like people knew, yo, I could just write punchlines. I was just like, yo, I'm punchlines from all this. So when I end up doing whatever happened, 2013, 2014, I end up joining this tournament. Heard about this, just like this acapella. It was like a Hot 16 competition, and top 10, and it was like hundreds and hundreds of submissions. Top 10 guys would get flown out to Chicago, and you would battle in the tournament. So what's crazy is that at the time I didn't know him, but Street Hymns actually was one of the finalists. He ended up putting, and Street Hymns.
That's the first time you met Street Hymns?
Yeah. So he has this like unique. You see this guy with glasses and a book bag, and me and you talked about it several times. Like, even though he's quote unquote a nerd, like he's true to himself, and so he stands out when you start hearing him put words together. So I go up there, I'm just this regular dude, and there was like some other heavy hitters in that tournament. But we in the back, we in the green room, and this is the first time I ever did something like this. I wanted to just see where I was. So they were just like, yo, Loso, you're gonna go first round, and you're battling a guy named Street Hymns. And so I'm like, ah, damn. So me and Street look at each other. We actually had just met.
Was this a Christian rap tournament?
You know what, man? So it's not. It wasn't. But me and Street were definitely Christian rappers at that time.
Okay. So you was a Christian rapper before you was a battle rapper.
Yeah. And
Definitely.
So like it's crazy because I wouldn't say that I've ever marketed myself like that. Like I never wanted to market myself as the Christian battle rapper. And you even said this like too, like when you first saw me battle Bully Danny, you didn't even know I was a Christian. It's not like I put that in my bio. It's not like I came out and said that in my intro. Like I'm low, but I tell people, yo, based on who I am, that's just like flow out. So anyway, so Street Hymns was that. Now there were definitely other Christians too and stuff. And so I end up, long story short, I end up winning the whole tournament. And MC Jin was one of the judges for this joint. He pulls me aside and he's like, you need a battle rap. I don't know what you're doing, but you need to battle rap.
Hold on. So Jin gave you the idea to be a battle rapper. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Jin was the one. Yeah. He came. He was like, yo, I don't even. He said, yo, I feel like I've been sleeping because I don't know who you are. But he pulls me aside and he's like, bro, this was amazing what I heard today. And he said, you need to battle rap. And he told me this. He said, if there is a Christian who is supposed to battle rap, it needs to be you. And so I said, bet. I was like, I started thinking about it. And I actually set up a battle to happen at the end of 2014 in Into the Dungeon. Shout out to Annex and
shout out to Annex, man. Into the Dungeon, ETD. Shout out to all of them boys down there in Tampa.
And so we tried to set something up, but the battle it ended up canceling. And when it ended up canceling, I took it like, all right, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just not.
Hold on. So did you reached out to Annex to be a part of it, or how that worked?
So I ended up putting on Facebook. I just wrote a comment. I said, "Yo, like I wanna do a P." Actually, I said I want to do a PG.
Mm-hmm.
Now Saga had knew about me because I guess I had, after winning that tournament, Saga had heard about Loso and he knew I was running with some like dudes who were actually kind of like popular artists at the time. And so Saga knew about Los and he actually was following me. I remember putting it on Twitter and Facebook, and Saga's people like hit me up and was like, yo, our boy Saga is actually about to do a PG with Smack. And I was like, oh, word, shout out to him. I would definitely love to do something like that. I never heard anything from URL. So I end up putting it on Facebook. I said, yo, is there any local leagues that I just wanted to try it. I just wanted to do it like a bucket list. Yeah. And so Annex was tagged in my post. He hit me up. He said, yo, you got some footage? I actually sent him the battle with me and Street Hims. And he wrote back. He said, where the hell have you been? That was his response to me as soon as he saw me.
Who said that?
Annex.
Yeah.
I sent him the footage of me battling Street Hims, and the next comment he wrote was, where the hell have you been? And he said, bro, you need to be doing this. He sets me up, and now the battle doesn't happen. So I end up taking it like, all right, God, you don't want me to battle rap. So I just chucked that like, but you know what I'm saying, it's done. Now
he said, all right, God. He blamed it on God. So God, you got it.
I was like, you must not. I said, it must not be for me. So Annex hit me up a year later, at the end of 2015, and was like, a lot of people are curious to see if you still want to battle rap. I said, man, you know what? I'll do it. Boom. So long story short, with that situation, I end up battling this my homie Problems. He actually just tried out at the Tampa joint.
Problems, yeah. He would just shout out to Problems. Spade Life. Shout out to Spade Life.
And so Problems was my first battle ever, and he was like the top. You got to think about Deuce at the time had just. I mean, he already beat Automatic Grade.
Shout out to Deuce.
He beat Zigzag. He had battle Conceited already, and so his next protege in line was Problems, and so everybody was kind of ushering in Problems, and so they were looking at like me almost like, yo, we just gonna see what Problems get to do with this dude. But little did they know, I just felt like I was already. In my mind, I just felt like I was more polished. Like if you put a rookie against me, a dude brand new, I felt like I was gonna be better than him, and that's what ended up happening. Yeah. And so end up winning that battle. We end up I think we did it like for 500. It was a judge battle, and after that, the ripples effect of that battle, bro, like throughout my Facebook, throughout my social media, throughout Tampa, they started asking questions like, yo, could he be like the dude that makes it out of here? Because what we saw at this tryout is nothing like what we saw from all these other tryout dudes. Yeah. And I remember Farnham. You know Farnham from God's Time?
Hell yeah, I remember Farnham.
So Farnham, he lives in Tampa, so he was actually hosting the battle. And I remember he comes out and puts up this Facebook post and he says, look, yes, there are some things that Loso needs to work on. But I remember him writing this whole piece, bro. He wrote a long joint, and he said, but I've been around this game to see battlers come and go. He says, when I tell you Loso is going to be bigger than Tampa battle rap, mark my words. He ends up saying that.
Farnham said that.
Farnham ends up saying that, bro. And
so you got Jen telling you need the battle. If there's a Christian rapper that need a battle, it needs to be you. Then you got Farnham. Farnham is a grind time legend for people that don't know. Farnham is definitely a legend in my eyes. I came through grind time, so I remember him being one of the top dogs at a young age. He's like the white version of DNA at that time. So you got him telling you you're going to be bigger than Tampa.
Yeah.
So
and he saw one battle. And he was just like, I know when a battle rapper is going to transcend where he's currently at. And he told me that. And so after that, I didn't know if I wanted to battle, but I said, yo, you know what? Let me see what's going on in the South. Spit That Heat was popping at the time. So I ended up sending several messages, bro, to Harriet at the time, who was working with Spit That Heat, and Old Time Blow. And I was sending my footage, and I was just like, yo, I'm this kid out in Tampa, bro. I want to get a look out there. You know what I'm saying? I want to go up there and battle and stuff like that. Hear nothing, bro. I ain't hear nothing. Like, my messages were getting left on red, bro. I just knew, like, yo, if I got in the right eyes, I knew that was, bro. And so bumped that. So I don't know. So obviously I was hearing. So, you know, I'm friends with Street Hymns at the time. I think in October you might have did your first Genesis card, right?
Yeah, that was October. Yeah, that was around my birthday. So I started,
2015.
2015 October.
15, right? So Street Hymns your joint, and so I didn't want to go to bullpen at first because
Street Hymns over there.
I was like, yo, Street's over there. Like, let me go conquer something else. But when it was a tryout, when I saw the trailer, I actually hit up Annex and I sent him y'all trailer for the tryout. I said, Annex, what do you think about this? Annex was like, yo, I think it might be a dope opportunity. So I said,
shout out to Annex for that too, because a lot of, you know, up and coming league owners, they like to keep their battlers like to themselves. Like, nah, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, this is. So for him to tell you that, because he could have easily been, I know a couple league owners that would have been like, nah, don't go fuck with them niggas. Don't go fuck with them.
Like, at the time, it was, you know, it was $100 entry to get into the bullpen tryout. And I didn't know, how serious this tryout was. And so Annex was like, yo, let me ask around. And so he had hit me up like a day later. He was like, yo, I think you should do it. I think you should go do it. They serious, yada, yada. I said, I bet. So I must have been talking to somebody in the email, and I hit y'all up, and I was like, yo, this is Loso. I'm ready to pay. All I got to do is just pay $100 and I'm in. And they just wrote back. It was like, yeah, you know, pay $100, we'll give you an opponent. It was crazy because y'all responded back and y'all gave me some dude, bro. I could check in my email, but it was some dude. It was some random kid, bro. No battles, right? And then all of a sudden, y'all hit me back a week later and was like, yo, we got a different opponent for you. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, we want you to battle Bully Danny. And
but Bully Danny had footage though.
Bully Danny had footage. Bully Danny was also better than the guy that you originally had for me. And I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta really like try against this dude. And so I said, I bet, you know, it is what it is. And you know, I remember, you know, I ended up putting on Twitter, I even told you, you know, say, yo, John, I like, remember me, you know what I'm saying? You don't know me now, but I'm going to win this tournament type of thing.
And the crazy thing is, like, our stories, as far as coming into battle rap, they parallel each other. And I don't think you realize how much they do. Like, in the beginning, right, you had a whole campaign where they were saying, Loso should do a PG. Loso shouldn't do a PG. Even though I was like a part of the first PG class, people was telling me not to do a PG. There was a whole campaign about that. Like, they were telling me not to do a PG. So it's like that whole shit is like it's funny. And then even coming in, like, as you start, you know, gaining traction, you know, people telling you, just go ahead. I lost my train of thought.
You know, when I ended up telling you, John, I was like, yo, I'm gonna win this tournament. And you just like, all right.
That right there, my fault, not to cut you off, but that's the point I was making as far as coming in. Now, when you came to bullpen, you basically was like, yeah, y'all don't know me now, but y'all gonna remember me. Y'all gonna do all this. I put this on my son, Loso. When I emailed them to get on Grind Time, I told them somewhere along the lines the same thing. Look, y'all may not know me, but I'm gonna be running this shit one day. I'm gonna be hosting and everything. There's probably an email somebody could pull up right now. Like, it was Chris Petty at the time. So I'm the same thing. I'm telling them the same thing. Like, yo, I'm gonna be running this shit one day. Trust me. So it's funny that when you was writing on Twitter, because I remember you writing me on Twitter saying that you're gonna win it, but at the same time, it's 20 other niggas telling me the same shit. So it's like I'm not, putting too much stock in that. I was like, oh, I bet. So I didn't even realize that was you tweeting me until after you won the tryouts. Yeah. Then I put all of that together, like, you know what I mean?
And I had that screenshot, bro, and I cannot find it, bro. I'm so mad. But what's crazy is that I wrote that tweet when I thought it was all new guys. So I told you I was going to win the tournament before I found out that you were letting Spit That Heat battlers in the tournament. I thought it was a tryout for dudes who had never battled before. So I was like, I bet I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I've never been on a premier league in the South. So like, I should be able to kind of run through these dudes. Then I look at the fly and I start seeing like Wavington, and I see Billy Dutchess, and I see Jack Boy, and I see all these dudes who I'm like, yo, I've seen them battle before. I've seen them on Spit That Heat. Why is John letting them in the tournament? And I was just like, all right. So after that, when I saw the flyer, I said, there's no way I'm going to win the tournament. I could beat Billy Danny, but there's no way I'm going to outshine everyone on that card. And so my thought process was just to do as best as I could. I was like, yo, let me just go in there and just do the best that I can. And so
you had rebuttals and everything that night. You was on he was trying to win that motherfucker. That nigga had a rebuttal. He dissing people in the crowd. I remember that shit.
But you know, man, like even Billy Danny, bro, like the fact that so you gotta think about it. You end up calling Billy, I don't know if you remember, bro, you end up calling Billy Dutchins and Wavy to the battle to battle first. They end up on a fire battle.
That was crazy.
Billy Dutchins, he's up 30 on everyone because he ends up he wins the battle against Wavington, but he also puts on a great performance, and it's like everyone in the crowd is like, yo, we gotta beat that. Like,
yeah.
Shut the room. And so I was like, all right, let me wait a little bit longer. Like,
it was a packed building that day too. It was packed.
Bully Danny comes up right after that battle. It's like a little intermission, and tells you, I'm watching him, bro, and he's like, I want to battle next. You lean over, you said, who's your opponent? And he says, it's Loso. You get on the mic, you said, yo, if you in the building, come up here.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I had seen you because I was one of the. You gotta think I'm new to battle rap, so I'm thinking battle rap's punctual. So I'm there. you tell battlers to be there at 2:30, bro. I was there at 2:15, bro. You know what I'm saying? I drove all the way from Tampa. I rented a car, bro. I drove all the way from Tampa. Dolo, like I'm up there, and so I just got my book bag on. I remember I got my book bag. I'm in the venue. You even came by, like you don't even know, like you came by. You had offered me some Henny at the time, and I'm just like, nah, you know I'm good. But I'm just ready to battle. I just knew I was locked in. So when I saw Billy Danny go up to you and you said, Loso, come to the stage, I'm like, oh, damn, here we go. Yeah. And then, I started thinking to myself, saying, why did I put myself through this? But I was like, you know what? Nobody don't know me here. Oh, well, bro. I go up there and I think I go first. Oh, yeah, I go first. I think I must have lost the coin toss. I went first and do a crazy first round, bro. They be loving it. Y'all loving it. It's like, yo, who is this guy? Like, and that's where I came with that whole, I made my slogan there, right? Like, I got charisma, punches, and a flow that's cold, like, boom. And I even came up with that whole, I knew you was going to lose the battle. I just came here so you wouldn't lose it. That was the Bully Danny battle. I had to turn it to a slogan. But
made a slogan out of Danny. Dang.
And then Bully, what made the battle so dope is that his first round was even more fire. People was like, yo, won that first round.
Yeah.
I come back with my second.
With the rebuttal.
So I end up doing a Netflix and chill rebuttal. Then I ended up freestyling about some girl who wouldn't shut up in the crowd.
Oh my gosh, she was. Oh my! I think she got on everybody's nerves. So when you did that rebuttal, it was like everybody was like, "Yeah, get that bitch out of here."
Now let me tell you, bro. When that happened, when I did that freestyle, I froze, like because I had never, like the room was shaking when I said I got a ratchet so loud they should be sitting in the front row, and it paused because people were like front row, and they all looked at the girl and they remembered she hadn't shut up all day.
Yeah.
And, bro,
that was.
You lose sight of what's going on because the cameraman is tripping. Bro, I froze, and I remember Chef Trez grabbed me, put me on a chair, and he said, don't move. Everybody's like, and I'm just like, yo, like if they wouldn't have grabbed me, I would have choked because I didn't know. In fact, I ended my round after that. But like, I was just like, yo, what the hell is going on? I had never felt what
that reaction.
Short, boom, end up winning that tournament. And after that, I was like, I got hit up from Spit That Heat. They wanted me to battle, and then URL hit me up shortly after that because they wanted me to battle, and I was just like, nah, this. I called you, and you were just like, oh, this the plan, bro. You with it? And I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah, that's ain't that crazy how that works out though? Like in the beginning, you try to reach out, and you know, people don't. At the end of the day, it's like if nobody knows you, you can reach out all you want. So they not really obligated to just give you an opportunity. And that's why with Bullpen, we chose to do the tryouts because we giving battlers a chance to put yourself in position versus, yo, I did this for you. You know what I mean? So it's not like I did any favors for anybody. All I did was lay the platform, and I let you, you know what I mean? I gave you the opportunity to, you know, to get involved. And once you get involved and you make your own name, you can actually say, I did that, not he did it for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, not he did it for me.
It's a risk too. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not salty that Blow or Norbs at the time didn't hit me up because why would they? You know what I'm saying? Like it was no one knew me. Like you probably would, if I would have hit you up, you would have just ignored. You know what I'm saying? But because I went through the system,
exactly.
Okay, cool. I'm here now. But I do remember, like, I just felt when I ended up winning the tournament, I felt like it was like a match made in heaven because at the time, even though you did your Genesis card and like you had a roster, right? You had News, you had Riggs, you had these dudes or whatnot. There wasn't like this guy that nobody had never saw before, right? Like they had seen News already. They had seen Riggs. They seen PC. So you were rebranding these dudes.
Right.
It wasn't a new guy that you could say, this is bullpen,
Yeah.
And for me, I just needed a platform. I needed a cosign. And for you, who you are, it was like, Loso needs a cosign, and John needed this new star.
Perfect. Yeah, it was definitely a perfect match because that's what Bullpen was created on a basis of finding people that nobody never knew, and then within a year, because we gave ourselves at least a year, that, you know, we could make basically household names of these dudes. Yeah. So like you said, in the beginning, we had a lot of dudes from Spit That Heat, and I was trying to stay away from that. I wasn't recruiting niggas like, yo, come over here, come fuck with me. It was more so I was leaving the door open and people was contacting me wanting to get involved. I remember News because I always wanted News to, I think one time he threw a shot at Sire, but I always fucked with News energy. I always fucked with his energy. Even way back then, Spit That Heat. Always fucked with him. And then around that time, I ain't seen him on Spit That Heat in a while. And I was always like, damn, I want to see him battle Sire. And I used to tell Sire that all the time. But it was certain dudes like PC. That was my man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like Riggs, I remember seeing him at a Spit That Heat event. And he had came up to me. He was like, damn, you missed my battle, man. I just got crazy. At this time, he had the long dreads. He's like, man, I just got crazy. So when I seen him again another time, he was saying he was trying to get involved. And then I ended up watching his footage like, oh, yeah, this nigga is nice. This nigga's nice. I kept away from reaching out to Trez. I never reached out to Trez. Like, Trez got the Bullpen on some other shit because I'm like, yo, that Spit That Heat. I want to find somebody to where we could say this is our talent and we brand that. So when you really came at the perfect timing, and then especially with everything that you brought, like before you got on to do this interview, I was talking about you a little bit, and I was saying how, you know, you was able to market yourself outside of the battles. Like that was all you doing that. You know what I'm saying? That was all you doing that. The promotion, the pictures, whatever the case, that was all you. We was just the platform, and I was, you know what I mean?
I don't know if you remember, bro, like I would make my own flyers.
Yeah. You made your own flyers. You made your own trailers. When you,
I don't know if you remember, bro. The flyers used to be fire, bro. Like the DNA joint for close range. I ended up going to the studio. I took a picture like this and made sure I had the target. Like I wanted, and I remember I'll pay. It was out of my pocket. I would pay like artists, like cartoon sketch artists, to like create something for me in DNA or create something for me in that. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to make sure that it was like, the attention was like, yo, what's going on over here? Top-notch quality. So I'm out for that.
So after the Bullpen Danny battle, we had people in there. Remember the twins from Jagged Edge was in there that day.
Oh, you talking about Barry Bands?
No, I'm talking about the tryout.
Yeah, yeah, that's
The
right.
twins with Jagged Edge was at the tryout. T-Top, Danger Zone, My Verse.
She was. Oh, she was there.
My Verse was there. My Verse was definitely there.
Yep.
And then, so now you win the bullpen tryouts. Now the quote unquote process starts, right?
Yeah.
The process starts. What's the next battle after that?
Billy Dutchess.
That was Billy Dutchess. Okay.
The winner of the tournament, and whoever had the top 2 rankings that night. So I think I might have scored 46 out of 50. Next up was Billy Dutchess, who probably had like 43 out of 50 or something. The rules were those top dudes get a slot to open up
Southern Crown,
and they get a spot on the roster. So I was like, bet. I was like, all right, yo, let's do it. Let's lock in. And I'm ready. I come out there. Again, I end up renting a car, driving out there, and Billy Dutchess no shows. I don't find out to the day that he's not showing up. I forgot his excuse, but he ends up no showing the battle. And I remember just looking on the stage, John, and I remember Chef Trez and Saya going crazy.
That shit was crazy too. Apache Cap, that event was crazy too.
Bricks and Riggs. So I looked at Southern Crown, and for me, I wanted to already establish myself as one of the top dudes, right? Yeah. I wanted to go in there and say, yo, I could compete with anybody in here. Bad News had battled D Flames that day. It was a crazy battle. And so for me, I was pissed off because I was like, all these dudes are raising their stock, and I'm sitting in the crowd and I can't do nothing about it because I don't get a chance to rap.
Was that discouraging?
It was discouraging, bro. I was so pissed, bro. I was just like, yo, I don't want to do it. And I remember you came up to me and you was just like, yo, don't worry, we're gonna make it up, and we're gonna figure who you want. And I said, give me Bad News. I was like, I want to kill him. He thinks he's, and you know what I'm saying? Like, he was just like, and he gave me some excuse. I remember News gave me some excuse at the time saying he was busy. He couldn't do it. I was like, all right. Yeah, because we tried to, because we was like, I think the battle was in April. We battled Southern Crown in April. So the next call was going to be June. And I said, yo, what you doing June, News? And he was just like, oh, I got something already locked or something like that. Come to find out, he didn't have anything locked because you ended up booking him that day against some the kid or whatnot. But we were trying to figure out who was it. But Barry Bands had been talking crazy in the bullpen Facebook because his opponent no-showed him at the tryouts. And he was just like, yo.
Oh, yeah, he was sick.
He was like, if my opponent wouldn't have no-showed,
you would have won.
And y'all would not be talking about Loso. So,
and I'm not gonna lie, I might even told you this too. I said that Barry Bands could have won that shit.
You felt that way?
Because when I seen Barry Bands, like I said, I didn't watch nobody's footage. Like I didn't watch your footage before you got the bullpen and shit. I ended up watching after you won the tryouts. I went back and to see what you was doing. But Harriet was managing Barry Bands, Jack Boy, and so she wasn't playing. So she's on my helmet like, yo, watch them. So I remember watching Barry Bands, and I'm like, yo, this nigga is crazy. Like, and going into it, when I was looking at the lineup, it's a lot of dudes I was familiar with in the tryouts, like Cannon and all of them. But I just felt like, I don't know why. I'm like, yo, Barry Bands might win this shit. It's almost like I was expecting him to win it. So when you won it, and he didn't get the chance to battle, I'm just like, you know what?
You got to put an asterisk next to it.
These niggas should battle because it's a nigga that actually won versus a nigga that I kind of thought was gonna win. Yeah. So that was my whole process in putting that matchup together. And nobody could have even imagined that shit. I know you or Barry Bands or me couldn't imagine this shit was gonna end up being on national television though. It was national television.
We had a date for it. Mm-hmm. You hit me up and you said, Los, I gotta push the battle back a week.
I gotta push it up. I had to push it forward.
Push it forward, okay. And I was like, oh, why? You was just like, you had to push it. It was like Father's Day weekend. I remember Father's Day weekend. Yeah. Forward, and you was like, we got this opportunity to be on Lifetime. Mm-hmm. And I remember having to sign like a
waiver.
A waiver, yep. So you can show our faces and stuff like that. But I still didn't know. I had no clue like what this really meant. Like how milestone this was gonna be for me. That place was packed out. It was, you called it main event.
Packed.
And Jermaine Dupri and them, they end up pulling up. Lifetime's there, like it was like a real thing, bro. Nothing was staged, and
nothing was staged.
Put us on because we weren't the last battle. You just made sure you put me and Barry Vance on
while they was there.
When Jermaine, when three of them was walking in the building, they to see Loso and Barry Vance.
And I don't know if you watched the interview I did with Jermaine Dupri. That was the first interview, all of the above. I put clips out because that's before I had got my shit right, so it was only audio. But in the interview, we was talking about battle rap, and I asked JD his top 5 in battle rap. I asked him his top 5. He said, I don't really got a top 5. I can't really name 5. He was like, but that dude from your league, the one that don't curse, I'm like, Loso. He like, yeah, Loso. He's in my top 5. He said he's in my top 5. And that wasn't the only time he seen you battle either. He was there when you battled DNA.
Oh, fire. You know what, man? Like,
he was there.
Definitely, he showed me love on the gram before.
I think he follows you on the gram. I think he told me that.
He ended up following me, and even those kids, man. Those kids that day, you might like now they obviously, they kind of they older, but at the time, I remember like B More. What's the cute
Lil Key,
and Jay Prince. They were just like, they had hit me up. They was like, yo, you were the best one that night. Like, you was the best one that night. And for me, there was also these, man, who were those 2 females, bro? There was 2 females on stage.
Oh, that was BBOD from Love and Hip Hop. BBOD. And for people in the chat that don't know what we talking about the rap game. We talk about the rap game with Jermaine Dupri. This was season 2. Episode 8, which is on Netflix right now. Y'all can go check that out. We on Netflix, baby. We on Netflix. But yeah, we talk about the rap game with Jermaine Dupri. What year was this? This was 2016, right? Was the next day? 2016. Yep. Yeah. So all right. So that battle happens.
Those females were, and I didn't know that they were like
popping. Yeah.
Because people were like, yo, such and such was on stage. I was like, where? I didn't know who they were. But anyway, yeah, that battle ends up happening. And even Barry Bands, after the battle, he ends up saying it was difficult preparing for Loso at the time because he had no footage on me. The only thing he was seeing was the tryout. Right. So and for me, I was still fresh. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, everything was just like falling in the palm of my hand that day, bro. And I remember Will and Harry and them were like, yo, Barry Band's got some crazy stuff for you. And I was just like, all right, you know what I'm saying?
Barry Band, that was Harriet Boy right there.
Again, John, I ended up showing to the event before the cameramen were there, bro. I was just sitting there bright early. That was the last time I ever did that, though. I learned my lesson that time. But then after that, but you right, bro. Like after that battle, it was just like, okay, we got to start putting Loso in the bullpen conversations with Chef Trez, with Riggs, with Bat. We got to start putting them in those conversations. And then
it was Fade after that, though, wasn't it?
It was Fade, bro. After
that,
we gonna have you open up Fade.
We're gonna have you open up Fade because that's basically the process. So, the winner of the tryouts or whatever, we just put them on the major cards, whether they opening up, whatever the case is, but it's about putting eyes on you. So I remember, I knew it was going to be hard to try to find a name, but I just thought about you and Excel, and I just knew that was going to be a classic because, I was cool with Excel. So I knew he was on some anti-Bible shit. So I'm looking at that kind of conversation that could possibly be had. So I remember talking to Excel, and I'm like, yeah, bro, I want to book you. He like, who? So, a lot of niggas, especially in certain positions like Excel, that's trying to get over that hump. And they want the names. They want the names immediately. So I'm like, look, I ain't got a name for you, but I got a battle that I think could be classic, and you could possibly get your own 100,000 views independently for leverage. And I remember telling him this. So he like, talking to him, and I'm talking to him, and I'm telling him, yeah, to do Loso, yeah, he just won our tryouts, man. We really, we putting a green light on him. So he like, I bet. So the battle happens, and it's a classic. Excel was like,
John, when you told me, I was like, I was not with it, bro. I did not.
You ain't think that was gonna be a classic either?
I remember telling you, I was just like, XL.
Yeah.
Point, I think he might have been choking a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Probably.
But you had told me, you said, nah, bro, it's gonna be fire. The conversation gonna be fire. And you right, bro. Like, I remember when we got off stage, Rap Grid had tweeted Battle of the Year contender.
Immediately. And that event, I think that event is highly slept on. Period. I'm talking about in battle rap. Think about it. This same event had DNA and Chef Trez. This very same event, bro. Clone and Blick wasn't that card.
People don't talk about that battle.
People don't talk about that. DNA and Trez, that's incredible.
Oh, Riggs
PC and Ty Law, Riggs and Cortez. And don't forget, I was supposed to battle Daylight that day.
Yep.
I was supposed to battle Daylight. And don't forget, Kayshawn and Sharon was on that card. They just ended up battling the next day.
Yep.
So that was a crazy card on the low. That was wild.
But for me to get off stage and people saying, yo, this might be Battle of the Year contender, and that was the same year Av and Rum Nitty happened, B-Dot and Danny Myers happened, and so for Loso and XL, a guy that they never heard about and a guy that they kind of wrote off, to have a battle like that year, it just spoke volumes. You know what I'm saying?
That's the battle I think that put you on everybody's radar.
That battle, bro, had me on a stock. It was I made the stock rise list on Chris Up's stock rise list. Black end up saying, I think John found one. I remember he tweeted, he says, I think John found one. People, Jazz the rapper had just heard about, so like people were like, yo, who is this guy? Who is this guy? And obviously throughout my whole time at Bullpen, I'm getting PG offers, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was the battle that did it. And then after that, it was close range.
And that was DNA.
Battle.
So how was it like? So all right, so after this battle, now you want everybody's radar. Before then, people were still hitting you up. You said Milltown Blow, Norbs trying to get you a PG. But I'm assuming it wasn't as crazy as it was after the XL battle, right?
Yeah. After that, you talking about, did it get crazier?
Did it get crazier?
You gotta think about it, bro. Like, I mean, Spit That Heat wasn't like they would hit me up all the time, but URL, Norbs he just kept trying to hit me up. It was like, yo, let's do this. And I don't know how at the time I was having the strength to tell them no, because it was, you gotta think about it. When you watch Smack your whole life, your whole dream is like, yo, I want to battle over there. I'm so glad that like I was so popping with Bullpen, and Bullpen was so popping in the culture that it was like, yo, do I really need to? Like those other dudes ain't, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Was really my rookie year. You got to think about it, bro. There's no shot. This is not a shot, John. It's not a shot to nobody else, right? But the dudes right now in 2020, in 2020, that people are saying like are rookies of the year, right? Or they're getting in conversations. They're rookies, John. But to me, they're like, you've been playing professional ball for a while now.
Yeah.
Loso, I was like Derrick Rose, bro. Like I was like real rookie. I was a real like Lou Castro and all these other dudes, right? Every dude, Easy the Block Captain. You can look up on YouTube. They've been battling for years, John. Loso was a real rookie. When I was a rookie, I was on Champion. I was on the list, bro. I was making top 10 lists, bro, that's why I try to and I don't try to say nobody, but I even tell Holmesy and all, I'm like, yo, stop letting them call y'all rookies, bro. I hate when because y'all been battling longer than me. But I understand why they do that. But for me though, I just think like, yo, I want to see a dude who really is just coming out of nowhere. Like for me, John, like when I got on, like 2016 was my rookie year, and I was on everyone's list. They put a top rookie list together. They took a top 5 rookie list. A-Ward came in number 2 that year. People don't remember. A-Ward came in number 2 because he was in KOTD and he's killing. That year, Ryder had a crazy PG with Chef Trez, so he's killing it. But Loso was number 1. Shotty
Shotty P.
Shotty P was on the list. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was number one, and like, bro, it's like, do you see rookies like that doing, like, I'm talking about real rookies, John, not dudes years, and now they got their shot on URL, and we call them rookies. But like for me, like I said, like yo, I was like Luka, I was like Derrick Rose, like
real rookie
at that time. So yeah, when I get on stage with the XL joint, of course they hit me up and they just like, yo, let's do this, let's do that, let's RBE try to get me to battle Lex Luthor that year, and I was just like, nah. I was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like it just wasn't a thought for me.
Let me ask you this: any other battles that you turned down? Do you think if you was to take any of them, your career would be at a different place right now, better or worse?
Nah, it would have been. You talking about early? There's only one battle that I feel like I've ever turned down that I shouldn't have turned down.
Which one?
That was Math Hoffa on the Murder Mook Averb card. I was off that card, and I feel like.
Why did you turn that down?
Because we had worked out a situation for Gnome. Remember?
Oh, okay.
It just worked out a situation for Gnome, and so obviously me battling on Gnome was gonna limit my participation in RBE and KOTD, and so I got offered the map, but I almost took it though.
Yeah, but you said you regret taking it.
I regret taking it because of this. The only reason why I regret taking it, 2018 was such a crazy year for me that if I would have done the Math Hoffa battle, even on top of, remember, I was still going to head over to, because I didn't have anything from after I battled Scotty, after I battled Clone in July. I'm sorry, I battled Clone in July. I didn't have a battle until December. The Math Hoffa joint is in August. I would have had a battle in August, and that battle probably would have dropped maybe September, October. It would have gave me so much, like you had to have the conversation, is Loso up there with Geechee Gotti that year? And I felt like I was. But
so hold on. So the math battle was supposed to happen before Gnome?
So they hit me up before Gnome gets they end up hitting me up before Gnome gets set in stone. Or I do Gnome. I'm sorry, before I do Gnome. Actually, no. I'm sorry. I'm off of Gnome. And they hit me up, and
So you got off of Gnome. So it was basically an either or. It was either Gnome or Math on the Murder Mook card. Basically, it was a choice. Yep. So when you say you regret taking that battle, you wish, because you know if you would have did the Math battle, you wouldn't have did Gnome.
Yeah. So when I say I regret, it's not because I think the Math battle would have been a better look than the battle. I'm just saying I regret not being able to do both.
Oh, okay.
Even if I wasn't in the situation. I'm just saying, like, I wish I would have done Gnome, Clone, and then battle Math Hoffa on that card. That was King Los, debut. You know what I'm saying? You had Murder Mook and Averb. So like, I just wish I would have been able to be on that card. But that's probably my only like regret that it kind of fell through on my end. You know what I'm saying? But
so with all of so before you got to know, you kept getting PG offers. Yeah. Like you even just said that you don't know how you was able to say no.
Yeah.
But how was you able to say no? Was you confident at the trajectory you was going in? Like, was you confident in that leverage, or was it more so, you know what? I told John, I'm a rock with him. So was that you being loyal, or was that you just?
It was loyalty, right?
Because to be clear, I never told you not to. I never told you. I basically was suggesting that I wouldn't do it if I was you right now.
Yeah, what you told me. Oh, so I'm gonna put you in position that you don't have to do one, right?
Yeah, right.
When you said that, people thought you were crazy.
Man, I was getting killed. Niggas was telling me they was acting like I was anti-URL. John, how you saying that? You came from the PGs. How you going? Like, I'm like, yo, y'all niggas is crazy, man.
I remember, bro, it was like so many, like, yo, at the top of 2018, that's like, I swear, bro, the search engine in YouTube, I had so many bloggers and rappers just talking about, yo, just do it, so just do it. And don't get me wrong, even to this day, when I see conversations about people, should they do PGs, stuff like that, I see from the outside of what it looks like now. It does look crazy. It looks narcissistic, but I wasn't narcissistic. I wish people could just know where I was at that time. I was being loyal to bullpen one. Y'all the ones talking about me going over there too. I was looking at it like this is what influenced my reasoning. One, it was obviously I said, yo, I'm gonna be with bullpen. Two, I was looking at their roster, John, and I was just like, yo, none of them are more lit than me right now.
Right.
None of them. Maybe Trez at the time, because Trez had did his rider battle, and then they shot him up to battle JC, and then he's battling Rum Nitty and stuff like that. But like as far as like new guys, you know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't another dude who you could have said was making these lists. You know what I'm saying? Like big guys and all that stuff. I remember they was all like, yo, you ain't playing in the NBA. And I was like, then how I'm getting invited to the All-Star game?
Right.
I'm not in the NBA. How am I getting more All-Star votes than y'all? Because that's what it is. And so I was looking at that, and on top of that, we were the hottest new league, bro. There were conversations: is bullpen a better league than RBE right now? Are they number 3? You know what I'm saying? And that was a fair conversation to have at the time. Just doing it. So at the end of 2016, going into 2017. 2017 was like, okay, we did. So I gave you 2016, right? 2017, I remember talking to you, we might have entertained a PG, but the thing about it though, we was like, yo, let's just go ahead and break barriers this year. And so 2017, I remember in the beginning of the year, I said, B-Dot had been raving on the West Coast. So you got this Christian on the East Coast, and you got this Pan-African on the West Coast, right? Doing this, bro. And we're doing this, and he wanted to battle Saga. He's calling, but Saga's not taking the battle because he's like, B-Dot has to do a PG. Yeah. Then they booked B-Dot versus A-Ward as a PG. But A-Ward felt like they were setting him up. Yeah. A-Ward even came out and said, yo, I probably would have lost that battle if they would have did it. So I said, I want B-Dot. Give me the battle. LA Battlegrounds try to book it, but you were just like, nah, Loso, I'm going to book it. But this is the thing. B-Dot was like, I don't know who Loso is. That's what he was trying to say. This is in the beginning of 2017. So I bet. So after 2017 starts, I end up starting the year off. When did I battle? Oh, you know what? At the end, when did I battle Jay Murder, bro?
I don't know, but I know we drove up for that.
Yeah, so I battled Jay Murder. I battled Jay Murder first. After I battled Jay Murder, I battled Show Off. We battled Show Off the night you battled Big K. 2018, right? So I do well against Jay Murder. Boom, it's my debut.
Which was the most packed RBE card has had at Club Drum. It was more packed than Mook and Verb, from what I'm hearing.
That night that I battled Show Off and you battled Big K, bodies to bodies, bro. Like it was New York, bro. It was cold and we was out there, and and it was lit. It was fine. So
definitely lit. Was that the gyms and that was definitely the gyms and goods night.
All right, I'm sorry. My bad. I jumped though. That's 2018. 2017. I'm sorry. We start the year off with Bad News. That's what we did. Yeah, bro. After 2016's done, we having the conversation and we like, all right, 2017, what we doing?
You and Bad News had a crazy one. Don't just skip over that. That's definitely that's classic.
Yeah, what we did, we was like, we gonna do Southern Crown. And the conversation was already being had because I felt like Bad News was ducking. Bad News just felt he was gonna kill me, right? And at the time, people don't know, that wasn't fabricated, bro.
Nah, it wasn't at all.
Bro, every time we were at an event together and we were outside, the cameras got on.
Yeah,
bro,
niggas was barking.
Me and News talk about it to this day, bro. We were like, yo, we never, bro, I'm gonna tell people, there's some times, bro, where people would hit each other up. Yo, let's go ahead and just make this promo lit. All right, that's fine, right? We understand. The entertainment aspect of battle rap, that wasn't it with Bad News.
Nah.
never got on the phone. We never talked on Facebook. We hated each other. So every time the cameras got on, you trash, I'm gonna kill you. And that's all it was, bro. And so
I was scared that battle because I'm like, I had a lot invested in both of y'all. Yeah. So if any one of y'all was to get killed that night, I didn't know who. I just knew it was a possibility one of y'all gonna get killed. Y'all was talking too crazy to each other, did the face off and everything. So when that battle came out, a classic, I'm like, yes.
And when I knew it was up, bro, you was putting out the flyer, and Tay-Rock had commented, and you had people in the culture like, yo, I want to see this battle. So people had already been watching us. Yeah. Wasn't necessarily voicing it, but they had been watching us. And so when me and News ended up battling that day, you're right. I remember you even did a prediction that you said, I don't know who's going to win the battle, but whoever's going to win the battle is going to win it clear. That's what you said. Someone's going to die. You said, I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
But the battle is going to win very, very clear. And so we get up on there, bro, and I just remember it feeling. That was my first battle that felt like a URL battle. News energy was on 10. I had to come out and do something crazy.
The building was crazy. Was that the first event that Julio Jones came to?
No. Julio Jones had came to the Chef Trez and the Bad News battle before that.
Okay.
But, for when we had did it, it was, can News and Loso sell a card by themselves, bro? Because before that, our big cards would have some quote-unquote names on it. But can Loso and News do it? And we did it, bro.
That's a fact.
It was a judge battle. YM, shout out to YM. He put up the money that night.
Yeah.
You had 3 judges, and to this day, I don't know how.
It was a tie.
I only left with $250, bro. To this day,
when you got battles like that, niggas don't want to pick a winner because they don't want the one person to feel like they lost when in all reality, it's a classic.
That's a fact. You know what? I feel that way because it's like, especially with judge battles, bro, you gotta wear that L, unfortunately. Like, you could do what you want, but it's like my none battle, right? Like, people to this day can tell me up and down, and on the app I'm winning, but at the end of the day, y'all voted for that man. I wear that L. Unfortunately, I don't respect the L, but I gotta wear it. And so you're right. Like the news joint, it's like, yo, y'all just saw these 2 new guys go to war. Y'all really gonna tell one person that he lost? And so it was actually the best outcome that could have happened.
Yeah.
So when it ended up in the tie, it was like, and then you end up dropping it a week later. It was. To me, that was the fastest drop.
The fastest.
We battled on a Saturday, ended up dropping next Sunday. It was big.
I had to put that shit out ASAP. That shit was too crazy.
Yeah, and so after the Bad News battle, I had already got booked for the news that came out, no pun intended, that I was battling on Blackout. And that was big because it was like, yo, I remember they tried. So remember, we just talked about PGs hitting me up. They were hitting me up to do a Jeezy.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, because, and you actually was the one who responded for me. He was like, yo, Loso's not trying to get on y'all roster.
Right.
Like, if he was trying to get on y'all roster, then we'll entertain the GZ, but he's not trying to get on y'all roster. So I bet. But then when it came out to doing the Blackout, it was, okay, this is a breakthrough. Like, this is something dope. You know what I'm saying? So I got booked for Bad News. 2 weeks later, I had to battle Jims in Blackout. Then 2 weeks later, you had the Bullpen versus Queen of the Ring card. And so boom. I started off my year crazy. Bad News, crazy battle. Jims battle was a good battle. It was a monumental battle for me because it was King of the Dot.
King of the Dot and it's Blackout.
It's Blackout, right? Like I think you even said, yo, I never done Blackout.
Yeah, it's fact.
Blackout. So I ended up doing Blackout. Boom, right after that.
The Bullpen versus Queen of the Ring. That was crazy, the 2-on-2.
You reached out to my verse, though. Remember, you reached out to my verse. Yo, I want you to battle Loso on the Queen of the Ring. And to this day, I remember, bro, my verse tells you, I want to kill her. Loso's too nice. And I was like, yo, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I would have
oh, shit.
Turned it down. She dubbed the battle. So it's like, yo, what can we do? And then you hit me up to do a 2-on-2 with Street Hymns, and I wasn't like sold on it. This is one of the instances where it's like, yo, trust the process, because I didn't think me and Street Hymns
was gonna get crazy.
We just so different, but because we were both Christians and we were cool, it ended up working, bro. And we ended up going on that 2-on-2, and that joint has, I think we almost had 500,000 views on that battle.
Yeah, with Farrah and Shuni.
And,
remember, and at first, it was supposed to be Farrah and Hustle.
Oh, wow.
You remember that? Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Man, it was supposed to be Farrah and Hustle, bro.
That would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy. At that time, people didn't even know they was cool. You know what I mean? So
no. I knew it was Farrah and Hustle as a 2-on-2.
Yeah.
No. I thought you were saying Farrah versus Hustle. Yeah, no. I knew Farrah and Hustle were the
you and Street Hymns versus Farrah Funeral and Miss Hustle. They probably would have wowed on y'all.
Yo, Hustle would have been towering. Yo, Street already was towering up the street. Bro.
They would have been barking on y'all.
Hustle would have looked like Shaq in front of the street. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, like that battle, man, like I tell people to this day, me and Street were not ready to battle. I almost called you, John, the night before, and I was gonna tell you, John, we can't do the battle. We can't do the battle. And I didn't feel like we were like the main event. I felt like News and E Hard. I felt like Riggs and C3 were getting pushed more. So I didn't feel like we were taking like a big battle. So it ended up being the best battle that night. But I almost called you and said, John, we not ready, bro. We can't do it, because we were trying to go over it, and it was like I had to fly him from Texas to Tampa so we could get at least a day of practicing. Then when we flew to Atlanta together, we couldn't, like the night before, I couldn't memorize nothing. I woke up the next day, everything in my head, bro. Everything in my head. And I woke up Street Hymns. I said, yo, I'm ready. And so we went to the event. I remember I came into the event with a tank top, bro. So on my test, I said, yo, I'm ready, bro. and Farrah was just looking. I was just so confident, bro. And me and Street went out. And I remember the goal for me that battle, because I was already getting a little, like, I had a buzz, but the goal for me that battle, yo, how can I showcase Street Hymns? How can I make sure that people remember? Because you don't ever want a battle where, like a 2-on-2, where like one dude is just like clearly, and really I
dominant,
took Math Hoffa. So Math Hoffa and Cortez, when they battled on URL, Math had like, I think this was his comeback battle. So Cortez had just like almost like gave the stage to Math, and so like the biggest moments, Math shined. And so I just remember saying, yo, Street, I'm most known for my imaginary gun bars, and I know you don't do gun bars, but it's gonna be fire if you doing this battle, bro. So Street was like, I'm gonna do imaginary nerd bars. And so, bro, you remember he jumps out in the middle with his book bag.
Yeah.
And bro, and to this day, people say that's one of Street Hymns' best performances. You know what I'm saying? And he got out of his, and you got to think about it. Him and Farrah had this like, it was like, yo, the promiscuous woman versus the virgin. The virgin. Make it forward. So that was the narrative that was already there. Then Farrah and Shuni were eating that narrative up, so it made the battle fire. Then me and Free were like doing our joints back to back, and so it was almost perfect, bro. It was just everything that was supposed to happen in that battle happened.
And this is 2017.
2017,
right?
Bro. Yeah.
2017, you jumped it off with who again?
Bad News.
Yeah, you jumped it off with Bad News. Then you did the Blackout. Then Bullpen versus Queen of the Ring.
Yeah. And
then B-Dot was after that.
Nah, so before B-Dot, it was J Murder. That's when I battled J Murder.
Okay, you went to RBE, J Murder.
It was Writer's Volume. And so, boom. And then winning that battle. That was my first battle in New York. And then winning that battle. And so the battle for the B-Dot battle was just, it was like, you got to think about it. I wasn't a new guy.
Banger was good. Jail Block was good.
It wasn't like a battle, John, that I had where it was like, I mean, it wasn't like I was battling every week or every month, right? Like, we only did my first couple of years. You asked me, you said, what you want to do? I said, bro, I want to battle like 4 or 5 times a year, but I want it to be a big deal. And that's what we end up making it. So J Murder battle ends up happening. win that battle, and I ended up going into the B-Dot battle. And I may have been the underdog in the B-Dot battle, but I made sure, like, I don't know what it was, John, but I just knew I wasn't going to. I was so confident. Bro, I ended up throwing like a big sweepstakes that weekend.
Oh, yeah. You flew somebody out.
Fans, bro, they get to spend the weekend with Loso. All this stuff. B-Dot, bro. It was something.
Nigga made a spectacle out of B-Dot. And not to forget, that's the first time B-Dot battled outside of California, LA. That's the first time. I'm the first nigga to get B-Dot out of Cali. Let me talk my shit real quick.
He flies over, and you gotta, and no lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. In my opinion, people were scared of B-Dot at that time, bro. People were scared of B-Dot.
Hell yeah. And if anybody should have been scared of B-Dot, I felt like it should have been you. Yeah. Because, you know what I mean? Because he was going to attack that angle so crazy. We seen it coming, and then, you know.
We knew it, and you got to think about it. He had already been asking to battle Saga, so he had ideas. And so when he ends up battling me, I end up shooting that trailer. And I remember I ended up shooting that trailer, and he actually hit me up and said, yo, I've never battled somebody like you. I've never, and so he had never seen this, bro. And I remember I put the trailer out. Street called me and said, he FaceTimed me, and he's just doing this. He said, bro, off the trailer, he was like, it's over for B-Dot. And I was just like, yo, that's just how I feel. I knew how big this was, bro. And like I said, dude from the West Coast, Christian from the East Coast, we doing this, and then boom,
right there.
Biggest battle, in my opinion. It was like the most important joint that year, and that's another battle that's about to hit 500,000 views.
500,000.
And that was on the card. That was your first battle in Atlanta in a minute. You battling Chilla Jones.
Yeah, that was my first battle, and I think I took off for like a year and a half. I ain't battled in a year and a half. Came back and battled Chilla.
Even when people were looking at the card, they were looking at Bad News K-Shine. They were looking at you and Chilla Jones. When they were looking at Clone and B Magic, like
that card was crazy too. That card was wild.
And may I add, packed out, another sold out venue.
And that was a big venue. That was Liquid Lounge. That was a big venue.
Yo, front to back that night, bro. And
that was a big venue.
I remember people doing or predictions, and they were just like, we don't know if this is the main event, but Loso and B-Dot was the main event. And I was still like, I was like, nah, bro, like, John, it's still John the Don. But even you, the way you were able to kind of just like you didn't, like I tell people, like, bro, John didn't have like John could have easily showcased himself in own battles but like he got the Chilla Jones joint because obviously Chilla's in his class and Chilla's Chilla, you know what I'm saying? So but John knew how important Loso and B-Dot was.
I battled before y'all.
Yeah, you battled before. You saved me for the last battle. You put News and Shine, you put you and Chilla, and Loso and B-Dot's the last battle of the night, bro. And bro, it's just it did. And I remember telling myself, no matter what happens this battle, what I'm going to do when the battle's done, I'm going to grab B-Dot's hand and I'm gonna raise it up in the
So that was premeditated?
Premeditated, bro. I like every move I make, John, I wanted it to like, how can I market this?
Right.
And I'm gonna grab his hand and I'm gonna hold it up like we both won this battle, because that's what I felt like it was gonna be.
What if he would have snatched his hand away and just snuffed you? Then what?
That would have been crazy, right? But he had respect for me because as soon as the battle was done, he does his third round and he hugs me after he's done, and he tells me in my ear, he says, "Yo, that was that first round that I rapped to him was the greatest round he's ever been hit with." So I knew it. So as soon as we let go of the hug, I grabbed his hand and I just knew, yo, somebody's gonna snap a picture out there. Right. So I lift it up, and I just remember I already had the caption in mind, and I said, because we battled on October, man, it was 20-something. I say it was October 24th or October 25th. And so I said, I knew once somebody snaps the picture, I was gonna post it on my Instagram, and I was gonna say, October 25th, 2017, everyone will remember Loso and B-Dot battle. And boom, I posted it, and it was like my most like, and it just lived up to the hype, bro. And it's very rare that you have battles like me and Bad News and me and Got in the same year, where it was like, yo, I had 2 battles that were highly anticipated in a quote unquote small league, right? Ends up doing more.
Impacted the culture.
Like, come on, bro. We already had high expectations for me and B Dot, and I start my year off with Bad News, and I end my year off with B Dot, and it's like both of those battles end up doing what they do.
Yeah, nah, that B Dot battle, again, especially with me booking matchups, you could like I could think and I could expect battles to turn out as crazy as they, as crazy as they are in my head, but sometimes battles don't go how you plan them to go. So you and B Dot could have been a dud. Yeah. You and News could have been a dud. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So for that to turn out, because that whole time I was learning too, though. You know what I mean? Because you used to always say I was rooting against you. You used to say that a lot. I just wanted to be I heard somewhere, I don't know if this is true, but they said Julius Caesar had somebody that he paid, right, to basically be his no man in his ear. Like, you know what I mean? Because everybody was basically kissing his ass. Yeah. So he needed somebody to keep him humble. I was scared for you. I ain't gonna lie too, because at the same time, as crazy as you was getting, I just, in the back of my head, I'm like, yo, and I was telling you this too. I said, all it takes is one bad battle, man, for them to turn on you. All it takes is one, and it's hard to avoid that. Nobody avoids that. No battle rapper avoids the bad battle. Even the ones that battle once every few years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. So I just wanted to be the nigga like, all right, well, I wanted to keep you hungry, to keep that shit going. But then after like 2 or 3 years, when you still doing what you doing, it's like, yeah, I ain't got to tell that nigga nothing. Now everybody's acting like I'm just biased for Loso, because when I hear Loso about to battle somebody, I can't see Loso losing. That don't make me biased. It's like that ain't got nothing to do with it, because that's my bro. I'm just the nigga done proved himself over and over and over and over. So, but like I said, back to, when you winning so much, people just want to see that one loss, and they ready to turn on you. And I feel like they got that with Brizz. And I partially feel like it's kind of my fault too. You know what I'm saying? Kind of, only cause like I knew what you was going through. You know what I'm saying? Like the 2 weeks leading up to the battle type shit. You didn't start right until the week of. Because what you had going on. So I know that, but the world don't. You know what I mean? Yeah. The world don't know that. All they're going to go is off of what they see in the battle. Facts. In the battle. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad that your loss came like that, because to me, that's not a real loss, because it ain't like you came on your shit and then he was just better that day.
Got smoked, yeah.
It was circumstances behind that, but it was funny because we both realized something. They say whatever happened outside of URL don't matter, but they saying that while you winning battles. Yeah. Then the Brizz battle happens. It's like, well, Los, we can't really give you XYZ because the battle with Brizz is kind of bad. So it's like, oh, so now that matters. So now that matters. So I really genuinely just I don't know, hated that. Like, I hated that. Like, don't hold that. And it's fucked up, because even now when people try to argue against Loso or argue whatever you got going on, they like to bring up the Brizz battle. That's the first one they fucking bring up.
That's the only thing. But you got to think about it, bro, because when you running through competition and you running through, and it's like they couldn't even use the argument like Loso wasn't in front of competition, because, like we said, we had we battled Daylight, we battled B-Dot, we battled all these dudes and whatnot, and DNA, you know what I'm saying? And so when that happened for me, obviously I was disappointed, because I was just like, damn, man, I choked. But when I looked at it, that was the first time I looked at the coach and I said, oh, that's all it took? Like that's all. So because it got to a point where people were writing, like, bro, it was, like, to this day, I tell, shout out my boy Saga, right? Like, he's going through a rough patch in his career right now. Mm-hmm. His far as battles or whatnot. But I know how great he is, and I know he's gonna bounce back. But he's like, yo, like, I don't know if I'll be able to get over this hump. And I told him, I said, Saga, look, whatever loss you had, it's never been as like bad as the loss that I took, because like I remember watching, bro, and it got to right before that, Loso's one of the best in the world. Right after that battle, Loso is terrible. He's not good. He's not this or that and third. But I'll tell you this much, John. I'll tell you this much. I have a homeboy, and he recently told me, like, he does this segment, and it's called Your Favorite Failures. And he talks to people, and he says, yo, tell me about your favorite failure. And he tells me, he goes and, like, let's say, like, like Jordan getting cut from his basketball team or whatnot. He's like, make sure you always thank that day, because it, like, without that, you wouldn't have been who you are now, right? And so for me, that battle is my favorite failure, bro, because I will say this though, John. I thought I was better than what I was. For that day, I just felt like I was just, like, I remember people telling me, like, yo, Los, your setups are trash, right? I was just like, you had to think about it, bro. Like, there were battle rappers trying to tell me I couldn't rap. I would take too long to get to the punch, or that my setups are trash. And I look on their verse tracker and be like, yo, you got like 20 people watching you, bro. You see what I'm doing off of URL? I got 3 million views off of URL. You know what I'm saying? It's like, John, it's like somebody walking into McDonald's and saying, yo, McDonald's, your burgers are fake. You know what I'm saying? This is unhealthy. McDonald's gonna look at you and be like, yo, you see that yellow arch outside? 70 billion sold a day. Like, what can you tell McDonald's, right? Right, it's unhealthy, it's trash food, but they like, yo, it's working. And so for me, people would tell me like, yo, you could work on certain things, Loso, but I wasn't hearing it because my success was like blinding me, bro. And so I was, like I said, bro, I was top 10, bro. I was Source. I was Rookie of the Year. I was this, I was that. And on top of all of this, I'm traveling the world, not just battle rap, but off music. My followers are going up. My money's going up. All this stuff, bro. And then I lose that battle. And when the world is all saying at the same time, you're not good, it's already difficult when one person tells you you're not good. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, you can fight for 5 battle, John, and like,
you start looking for like, where's all the people that was telling me I was nice at? Where they at?
Bro, you could have a fire battle. 100 people could tell you, yo, man, you fire emojis, you the GOAT, yada, yada. And then one person be like, this is trash, you overrated. And that one person has your attention now. You start and you start forgetting, like, yo, look at all these people showing me love. And, but what happened with me, bro, after that battle, now everyone's telling me I'm not good. And no one's talking about Loso and none of that. This is 2019. And so I just remember sitting down and I took a couple months off, only because I was already going to take a couple months off. But I was just like, yo, what I'm feeling right now, I never want to feel ever again. And so I started looking back at the game taste, and I started just seeing like, okay, I got to get better at this. I got to do this better. I got to just do better all around. And I know I could do better. And that was the scary part. The scary part was I was doing so well. I wasn't that good. And then boom, a switch happens, John. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm ready to battle. Boom, they give me prep. They give me, I take a battle. Now, remember, at this time, I'm supposed to battle K-Shine. I'm supposed to battle JC. Like, this is 2019. I'm supposed to get these battles at this time, and Disaster. It's supposed to be Sean, JC, Disaster. And I told myself, I'm going to beat all 3 of these dudes. Pause. I'm going to kill all 3 of these dudes, dog. And then after killing those battles, y'all going to have to put me in conversations again. But all those battles fell through, so I just had to do what I did against the Loose Cyphers, the Flacos, the Preps, and then it just bled into 2020. And I just had this like chip on my shoulder. That's why I told you, every time I go up there, I'm just like, nah, I gotta prove. And so now you hear people, you ask any battler, they just like, yo, Loso's been losing his damn mind.
Yeah, he's been wilding.
And that's because of my favorite failure. That was my favorite failure. And so like, you got to think about it. It's my most viewed battle, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I have classics with so many people, and I'm at 500,000 here, 500,000 there. But me and Brizz about to hit 800,000.
Yeah.
And y'all want to watch?
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Loso lose than Loso win. And so I said, you know what? That's my favorite failure. That's why I don't ever shy away from conversation about that battle.
Yeah.
I don't because it made me.
Shouldn't know. That'll show that you insecure if you did.
And so it made me who I am now. So now I just feel like, bro, I got it figured out. That's just I'm not letting it get to my head again, but I just feel like, yo, I'm in a zone right now, bro. And that's where I'm at, bro.
But do you really think you was gonna kill K-Shine though? Let's talk about it.
Yo, look, I'm gonna tell you this.
You said kill K-Shine. That jumped out to me just now. Oh shit. Hold on.
I did, bro. I just felt like he's been on an amazing run, right?
Mm-hmm.
And K-Shine is K-Shine. And so every time I tell people, that's how I felt at the time. I don't feel like if I battle K-Shine, I don't feel like I'm going to go in there and kill K-Shine. I'm not going to talk crazy. But do I feel like I can beat K-Shine? Yeah. Yes. And I remember just recently I was with B-Dot. I was with Emerson Kennedy, somebody else. And they said, Loso, who do you want next? And I said, I want K-Shine. Mm-hmm. What? I was like, yeah. They was like, and they asked me, said, yo, you think you could beat K-Shine? I said, yeah. And they were like, they looked at me confused. And I looked at them confused. And I was like, oh, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? And bro, I just feel like I heard Sean the other day. Sean was getting interviewed by somebody, and he was just like, yo, why would I take Loso? Like, there's just no reason to take Loso. What does that do for me? Yada yada. That's fine. I've been the type to say such and such is ducking or such that, because I agree with Sean. There's no reason to take Loso. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, if you take Loso though,
it's a problem.
It will be your toughest battle. Think about it, bro. And
he talking spicy, y'all. He talking crazy.
I would just tell Sean, you just battled Pat Stay, and that was a terrible battle.
Yeah.
Like, that was terrible, Pat Stay. You did you, but that was terrible. Like, you had a terrible opponent before. And so, like, if you just want to battle for the names, that's fine. But if you want to battle for status, that's fine. Pat Stay is one of them dudes, right? But, like, if you would have got Loso in that setting, it would have felt different. It would have been different. You would have had somebody talking to you, and yeah, you got Chess, but, like, you was able to kind of, like, talk to Chess in a certain way. And so, like, granted, don't get me wrong, like, Sean is one of my favorites, but I just feel like, with all that being said, John, if when that battle goes down, because it's gonna go down, and this is what I want to do. I don't want them to book K-Shine and Loso yet, because the everyone would just be like, why Sean? Why Sean? Why you doing it? Why you doing it? And he could just play that role. So I want to keep what I did in 2020, and I want to do it again in 2021. So by the end of 2021, Loso and K-Shine will go down, and the conversation would be, what's gonna happen that night. And if y'all still want to rock with him going up into the battle, do that. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. He's Sean. He's earned that. But don't think that I'm crazy for taking the battle. That's just how I feel, bro. I just feel that way.
Nah, you definitely not crazy for taking that battle. You're supposed to want that smoke. And then Sean is a nigga that you get a win on Sean, people gonna listen to everything you say after that. Like, yo, this nigga can't fuck with me. Well, he probably can't, because you just beat K-Shine. So that's not crazy to believe that. I'm just, what Sean been on, but Sean been on the same type of shit you've been on. So it ain't even far-fetched if you and Sean was to happen right away. That's not, I don't think people would look at it, because there's so many random ass matchups. We just saw Arsenal and Jerry West. You know what I'm saying? We seeing these type of matchups now.
But you don't see that with Sean, though.
Not with Sean, but again, Sean agreed to battle you at one point, even when he said he didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? And the nigga had a round. I heard a round. I heard a round that he had for you. So it ain't like he was just sitting there just saying shit. Like, in his head, he was locked in, ready to go. Sean will say he don't want to battle nobody, but at the end of the day, he didn't want to battle Chess. He didn't want to battle E-Hart. He didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? Even with the chess shit, the nigga thanked me after I battled chess. He thanked me. Yo, thank you. So I ain't got to battle this nigga. Like it was like a thank you. So that just lets you know how much he didn't want to battle him, but he did. Sean is a nigga that's not running from no smoke at all. You know what I mean? Not running from no smoke.
Somebody to kind of like who's watching right now, taking my words out of context and be like, oh, Loso talking crazy. Sean. It's not. It's just like, yo, if you a competitor, if you at the top of whatever.
Yeah, you want the best. To be the best, you gotta beat the best.
Bro, you looking at the dude there. You gotta think about it. I'm not the only guy calling out Sean, right? Like you got Fonz calling out Sean. You got Luke. Like you got
them niggas is on drugs. All them niggas is on drugs.
But I want people to entertain my conversation more than entertaining everybody else's conversation. And I want people to know, like, it's going to be his toughest battle, bro. I'm gonna just make sure that, bro. If I have anything else to do with it, that's my goal, bro.
So that's a battle that you really want. If you had to name 5 names that you really want to battle, and what I say really want to battle, I mean like not just soon. Let's just say before you retire, like you would feel like, I bet I did it. Like what's the 5 names if you was to battle, you feel like I really, made my stamp in battle rap how I want it.
K-Shine, and it's not like, it's just that's competitor. K-Shine, definitely Hitman Holla. I just
damn Hitman, fuck with you, bro. You ain't supposed to go with the niggas that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's weird because I don't want to battle Hitman because I don't know. I don't want him to say something to me that he could have said it to me in private, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is my bro, but. That's to me like if I could battle him on a big stage, like push me. I'm just saying like battles that I really want that I know would kind of like solidify me. Disaster, I will battle Disaster, just because that's just who he is. And I tell people all the time, bro. Like I know Disaster gets a lot of hate, but until you're in the room when Disaster battles,
you can't just
you won't like I was there at Blackout, bro, and I got to see him live. And I remember watching him, and I said to myself, "That's why he battles Cassidy. That's why he gets to battle Cannabis, because
his energy in a room is just different.
It's different. It's like when I'm not talking about him as a person. I don't know him. If you want to say he's crazy, cool. I'm just talking about him in the ring. Like when he battles, bro. It's only a few battlers that have that. And when I saw him, I said, that's why he gets the Cannabis battle. That's why he gets the Cassidy battle. That's why he gets the Return of Soul Corner. That's why his battles are like
Oxymiron.
Yeah, that's why he if they need to break a barrier, if we want to go ahead and do something that's like transcendent, we're gonna put Disaster there. And so for me, I would want to battle Diz. So those 3 guys. And
I always wanted to battle Diz for them same exact reasons too. The same exact reasons.
Twerk, I just feel like me and Twerk has always have we've always had a storyline.
So that's 4. One more.
And then I think the 5th one, I just had the name in my head, bro. I think the 5th one, who do I really want to battle? I say Verb.
Verb?
I say Verb. Yeah, and that's another guy who rocks with me as well.
Yeah, Verb, my guy, man. Verb, my guy. But now I'm surprised you ain't say T-Top, because you don't look at that like you. Okay, so you naming names that you feel like
It isn't. I don't have any battles that I just want to kill somebody.
Okay.
Like I was like, I just want to. I mean, I do. There's some dude. So T-Top would actually be in that list. Like
that you want to kill. You want to kill T-Top.
Like a guy like Easy the Block Captain, right? Like. I probably wouldn't, depending on what the situation is, I probably wouldn't take Easy if, depending on what time. Like, they going to have to do that either soon. But he's a guy who just running his mouth that I'm just like, all right, cool, I want to kill. I really want to battle Brizz, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to battle 3 rounds, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, because I just know what a 3-round battle for me would look like.
Brizz, come back, man. Come on, man. Come back, man. Tell me what you need to come back to bullpen, man. Come on, bro. We got to do this thing right.
And John, and I understand, like, narratives, right? Like, that man has, like, 5 other battles that make 10 times more sense for him.
Right.
especially on his return. So I understand it. But I'm just saying, just from me, I would look at those battles. A Jonah battle. I would take a Jonah return battle.
Wherever he at, somebody put an APB out on Jonah.
Yo, if you know Jonah, man, tell him to come over here. But we trying to lock it in.
Tell him to come out of Osama Cave, man.
Facts. But like those battles would be dope. And so we'll see. We'll see what's up. And then Vixxen, I want to knock her head off.
Yeah, Vixxen talking crazy. She calling you out. She calling me out. Like, what are you like?
I want to battle John, but I'm gonna kill his little protege first.
Yeah, like, be careful, Vixxen. That's all I'm gonna say. Be very careful. Yeah. But what people don't know is you were supposed to battle Vixxen on the first Kings vs. Queens.
Yep.
You were supposed to battle Vixxen.
We was locked, and
if she'd have brought that energy she brought for DNA, whoo, she would have been on your heels, huh?
Yo, you dodged the bullet, but here's the thing though, I felt like I put her in that position to get on that card.
Ron, talk that shit.
And right, because nobody was talking about. I'm saying, well, nobody was talking about Vixxen before that DNA battle. Nobody. No, she probably wasn't even gonna make the call. I told Debo and them, I said, yo, Vixxen is the best. This is what I said. I went on Twitter, I said, Vixxen's the best female battle rapper right now. Because I had watched some of her stuff and I said, yo, I haven't seen a female like this. She's crazy. Who is this? And I met her and I told her, I said, yo, I said, I want to battle you. She said, I bet. Let's do it. And obviously she was a fan of me and stuff. So when they started talking about a potential URL Queen of the Ring joint, I said, yo, let me get Vixxen, Debo, let me get Vixxen, Bees, and we locked it in. We was going to do it. Then we weren't getting a call. They weren't even going to, Vixxen felt like they weren't going to put on the card. All of a sudden, Vixxen calls me. He's like, yo, they hit me up for DNA. And I said, oh, because they actually hit me up. They said, Loso, do you want to do the Queen of the Ring or do you want to do the Murder Mook card? I didn't know which one was going to be lit. Right. Now that I look back at it, I think battling Vixxen on Queen of the Ring might have been better for me than battling EK at the Mook card.
Yeah, because you got to look at it. One event is Kings versus Queens. The other event is the Murder Mook card. So people they tune in to watch the Murder Mook and Tay-Rock battle, and that's what they're gonna talk about. Yeah, they're gonna mention them other battles here and there, but I did a recap on them battles, and the recap I did with Murder Mook and Tay-Rock over 100,000 views. Every other recap, like not just one other battle, every other one was under 10,000. That's too much of an outlier. You know what I mean? I'm not getting on no card I made that mistake with this Cassidy card shit. That was the Cassidy card. The one in Atlanta. So yeah, but I think it actually worked out. Like if you and Vixxen was the battle now, I think it'll be better than if y'all was the battle the first time around. Only for the simple fact of how well she did against DNA.
And she's lit, even after the Lady Flames joined.
The Lady Flames, yeah, she back to back. That's two. That's why I don't like Vixxen popping her shit. And I see people saying, yeah, she feeling herself. But at the moment, she got the right to be feeling herself. You better be talking all this shit you can right now. But now the pressure going to be on you the next battle. Can you keep doing this? Now, if she runs into that wall to where she gets smoked and she start feeling the fans turn on her, I don't know. I don't wish that on her because I fuck with Vixxen. I like her energy a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? I do. I fuck with Vixxen.
Like, yo, I'm writing for Loso right now.
Yeah, you better start writing then, nigga. Fuck that. Speaking of writing, so Saturday we got Welcome to the Pen. Loso coming back to bullpen to battle a up and comer.
Yeah.
So with like you was telling me how your 2021 is like and we speak a lot too, like you're not trying to have a year where you just taking a bunch of battles that don't really mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? That don't really mean nothing. So what made you like basically agree to take this battle other than, of course, business had to be taken care of, but still you were still in a position to be like, nah, John, I don't really, especially with what you're trying to do. So what is it about what's going on? Like you agreed to battle Philly Haze.
Yeah, I just think it would be it would just kind of be a disservice to myself and the journey. Like we just went. So, for instance, this whole conversation, right? We just do the whole process, and it would be like hypocritical of me if I didn't view this process again, which Philly Haze is now going through, and all the other dudes, and say like, yo, if I have an opportunity to shed some light on old boy, especially coming through the league that I'm a part of, like this is my league, why wouldn't I do that? You know what I'm saying? Like it would just I just feel like that would just be kind of like flawing myself. And so I agreed to it, you know what I'm saying? We had already talked about, yo, the winner of this is gonna go ahead and battle some top bulls. And I got the first go around against Philly Haze from Yonkers or whatnot. And so I just looked at it like, yo, you know what? Let me just go in there and just show him the ropes. Let me go in there and show him, like, first of all, you shouldn't have called my name out.
Oh, talk about it. You in the chat. I see you.
Oh, he's in the chat?
Yeah, he in the chat.
Yeah, Philly. I don't know.
He said he appreciates you though. Real talk. I guess, you know, for your the answer you just gave and shit. He said he appreciates you. But yeah.
It's crazy though. Like he should have called out Clone. He should have called out Super Black or Noob or something like that. But like when you're calling out the top boy.
Talk about it.
And so he's gonna feel for the first time ever in his career that like what it feels like to be in front of a professional. That's the thing. Like,
and that's what this shit is about, man. That's what Welcome to the Pen is about, man.
Yeah, we want to welcome you the right way, Philly. So when you come in here, bro, like I want you to know it's all love at the end of the day. But like, what I'm gonna say to you, like, it's gonna feel different. You know what I'm saying? Especially like you in my home. So like, I'm saying this from experience. I'm saying this with love. I want the best for you after this, but like, hey, make sure you take notes. I want you to have your pen and your pad out as the rounds are going through. And so,
that's an initiation night. It's like these niggas getting jumped in. So you watched the tournament, the Yonkers tournament?
Watched it, yep.
How did you like, if you had to evaluate Philly Haze' performance throughout the tournament, what would you say? And not from a perspective that you about to battle him, just from a perspective, you know, just watching somebody come in the bullpen and shit. Like, how would you evaluate them performances?
Honestly?
Yeah. It's all of the above, man. Keep it 100.
I'm keep it 100. Philly, I felt you were definitely the best man that night. But it was also by default. Like, I just felt, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think like his last opponent choked, right?
Quanah Rebel.
The last opponent choked. I felt like you also going second. I think if I remember, you went second every battle. I just think like the situations kind of were just set up. Like you were clearly better than the first dude. Then after that, like the other ones, it just, you know, it just seemed like you could, like, you were the best one out of, I'm gonna be honest, out of a weak division that night. It just looked weak when I was watching. But like at the end of the day though, I'm gonna give you props because, oh well, it's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like
he couldn't pick his competition.
Like and I did give you props for freestyling too. I think you were freestyling your last two joints. So, but I will say don't try to freestyle against me.
Don't try to fucking freestyle against this man, Haze. You hear him?
You could obviously use freestyles and rebuttals and stuff like that. Like that's what you're gonna do. But if you gonna think your freestyles are gonna be my written, like your freestyles be their writtens. But if you think your freestyles are gonna be my writtens, like that's not the move.
So do you think this is like whatever you got planned for 2021? You think this is hands down like gonna be your easiest battle?
Yes,
definitely.
Yeah.
So you're not worried one bit. Even if you was expecting like the best, like if you look at what Philly Haze did and you expecting the best he could possibly be, that's still not enough for Loso.
Because you got to think about it, bro. Like Philly could go up there and say whatever he wants, but like it's still So at the end of the day, when we leave that room, I'm still gonna be Loso, and he's still gonna be Philly Haze, and it's gonna look that way on stage. It feel that way on stage, and I've already won. I'm just going there. Shout out to the God Flacco. This is just a victory lap, you know what I'm saying? But I hope he puts on a great battle, and I know he will, bro, because I know this is his Super Bowl. But I want him to know that I just want to go over there and put on a good performance for the pen, put on a good performance for the people in attendance, and just just have a conversation with him. That's it.
So, and how do you do you got an idea how far Philly Haze could go going through the bullpen process, basically going through the steps that you made? Do you see him potentially being a household name in a few months the same way you did? Or it might not even be as fast as you did. It could be faster or take longer. How do you feel about that? Just judging off of what you've seen in the tournament.
I think so, man, because I do like his confidence, at least from what I saw in the tournament. But I would say this, you got to take advantage of every opportunity, bro. And I know right after this, John John's going to give you, you kind of got a slot in the next card or whatnot. So make sure that you kind of use all this momentum, the eyes on you. And here's the thing, what we just talked about in my situation, there were a lot of things that I made sure that I put in my own hands. I couldn't let you do all of the work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So not only am I rapping, but once I'm not rapping, okay, this is what we about to do in the couple of months that I'm not rapping to make sure that I gain traction. And so Philly can, because the process is the process, and we've already proved that it could work. But he needs to understand that what he does this Saturday, it's only gonna go. So it's only gonna carry so much momentum right after that, right? Because I think, let's say I go up there and I choke all 3 rounds. All right, I choke all 3 rounds. I feel like you have to take advantage of that. You have to know that you are amazing, and then you use this to go into I killed the top dude over here, and I'm about to go ahead and run. I'm the guy.
Yeah.
And so, but even if you don't, let's say you end up losing. Oh wow, I went to war with the top dude.
Yeah.
Tell me, you know what I'm saying? And so you never. So it's actually going to be, the process is there. This is not a question.
Right.
How are you going to use this now?
How you take advantage of it. That's a fact. So did you watch all the tournaments? Did you watch the Rochester? You was there for Tampa.
I was there for Tampa, and I only watched Yonkers.
And you only watch, so you ain't watch Rochester, so you can't give predictions on OG Grizzly and Bad News.
Nah, but you know what? I've seen enough Bad News to know that OG's gonna win that battle. So.
That's how you feel? You feel like OG Grizz gonna beat News?
You gotta just think about it, bro.
Damn, Los, you on fire tonight.
What is Bad News really gonna tell OG? What are you gonna tell OG that OG already doesn't know? OG has more life experience, bro. He's gonna sun Bad News. Very bad.
Man. So what about 7J and Clone?
7J is going to do Clone. 7J is, I was there, Tampa. 7J is fire, bro.
7J is OD fire. 7J is OD fire. So you think 7J is better than Philly Haze then?
7J, from what I've seen, out of all the people who tried out in Tampa and all the people who tried out in Yonkers, is the best one. I think he has the most upside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gonna go the furthest.
I also haven't seen Rochester, and then what's the other joint you did?
Oh no, we still doing that on the 30th, the one in Atlanta.
Okay,
so we still got one more tournament to go.
Yeah, so I got to see those dudes.
Yeah, OG Grizzly and Bad News. That's gonna be a good one. There's other matchups too. Not sure you're familiar. I know you seen Quan the Rebel. You watch Yonkers, Bonus and Quan the Rebel.
Quan kind of reminded me of a young Chess, bro, like a young tape.
Yeah, this is the beginning for him too. And the funny thing is, this nigga is actually from my block in Yonkers. He's from my block. So the dudes that's basically overseeing him, bringing him through, I grew up with. So they brought it to my attention, and it was like I've been watching, dude. So when the tournament came around, I'm like, yo, he might want to get involved in this. So watching him in that tournament, I was surprised compared to his performances before he did the tournament. That was like the best I seen him the first and second round. So telling was what's gonna happen, and you got him and bonus. And there's a lot of other battles going on too. But Saturday we definitely lit bullpen battle league.
What's the other battle?
What Saturday?
Yeah.
You got Chasing Glory. That's Ace Boogie versus Young Herb.
It's gonna be fine.
That's gonna be fine. Young Herb texted me today. He said, "Man, put all your money on me." That's what the nigga said.
Chasing Glory is going to win.
Yeah, he said, "Put all your money on me." So Chasing Glory, Ace Boogie. When was that? That was last year, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, he was a 3-way tie for that tryout event. He was one of the winners. Young Herb, we did a tournament in Alabama. That footage got lost completely, but he won that tournament. So that's why you're gonna see them niggas back, and we're gonna put them through the whole process too. And it's starting with Welcome to the Pen. Huh?
It's one more battle, right?
Tied Up. That's Tyranny. He's nice.
Tied Up is nice, bro.
He's nice. Him and Alias.
That's gonna be a good battle.
That's gonna be a good one. Tied
Up winning 3-0 as well.
Yeah, Tied Up winning 30. So you got Ace Boogie 30 and Herb too?
I do.
And you got, what about Bonus and Quan?
Bro, I don't Bonus might win that one, bro. I gotta see Quan.
Nigga said Bonus might win that one.
Yeah,
All I know is them new niggas better not win. It's supposed to be an ass whooping for every last one of them. It's supposed to be initiation night. You don't jump a nigga in the gang and he win that fight. That ain't supposed to happen like that, is it?
Yo, Philly Haze, how I'm calling our battle, I'm going to win the battle. That's how I'm going to win the battle.
He said it. Hayes, you better. I hope you locked in, man. Don't come in there freestyling a round and a half.
I gotta lock in, but I'm gonna lock in for you, Philly.
All right. You go ahead and lock in, man. I'm gonna let you go, man. Loso, I definitely appreciate your time. You already know this shit was definitely lit. Shout out to everybody in the chat gang. I'm gonna stick around and talk some more shit with the chat gang. But yeah, you lock in, man. I'm gonna see you this weekend. Love, bro. Send my love to the fam. You know what's up.
All right.